Aloha Soul Family, Soul Ohana, thank you so much for being here. We're going to open up the space with 3 chimes of the tuning fork here, just to breathe, to set some goals and intentions, to release what no longer serves, to give thanks, gratitude, and appreciation, of course, to our spirit teams, our higher selves, our higher power. So let's go ahead and tune in. Just doing a little space cleansing, a space opening here officially. So thank you for just holding that space with me. As I continue to shuffle the cards, if you would like to continue to focus on your breathing, generally I'll say focus on your breathing when I'm using the tuning forks, but it's all right. In this case, as you breathe in for a count of 4, hold at the top for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4. Just breathe in those goals, intentions. Exhale, thanks, gratitude, appreciation, as I mentioned in the beginning. And I'd like to take a moment to just thank you. Thank you so much for being here, for subscribing, for your likes, your comments, for your support. As some of you may know, I am in the Los Angeles area and I actually had to evacuate. And luckily in my area, it was just an overnight evacuation and everything turned out okay. So, prayers up. Because these days we are having some extreme weather and situations globally. So I'm just sending that intention to, put out the support, send out that support, prayers and energy to everyone worldwide, especially those who are in dire or devastated areas, areas of conflict, struggle. Okay, just so you know, my thoughts and prayers are with everyone globally, and they always have been, but I just want to take a moment to acknowledge it because for me, obviously, it's hit really close to home. So thank you for those who have reached out and sent messages of support, prayers, encouragement, and so forth. It means everything, honestly. So as I was saying, back to the cards here. Those goals, those intentions that we are setting. And this is a timeless reading, all right, for those who are not aware. And there will be a part 2 to this reading in my extensions, kapualani.com/extensions, my website. I'll leave a link to it in the description box, in the comments below. But nevertheless, Spirit, what are the messages that we need to receive, that we need to hear in the here and now? And thank you. So we got a bunch of cards here. I'm sticking with just the top. Well, just the top, Spirit saying 6 of Wands. All right, so whatever challenges that you may have been facing, you will overcome those challenges. Okay, hold your head high is also what I'm hearing. 6 of Wands is a card of victory and success. There may be others who, maybe there's some jealousy or envy around you. Maybe you can feel it, maybe you can't. The whole point is, number 1, we want to always, whatever it is that we're doing, we want to act with integrity and humility. No matter what, everyone has their moments. No one is perfect. And so part of it too is, there may be some who do they think they are, or whatever. Don't let that get to you. Everyone has their ups and downs. Everyone has their challenges that we face, okay? And so if you yourself have been facing some challenges, just know that even those who you may feel or sense some friction from, or tension or conflict of any kind, you can be aware, but you just keep holding your head high and you keep moving forward towards your goals, towards your dreams, because you are well on your way is what I'm hearing. So Spirit, give us a little bit of insight, please. Give us some insight about this 6 of Wands. What are we moving toward Wow, look at that. Two of Cups. Yay, I love it. So the Two of Cups fulfillment, all right? All things starting from the inside out is, how I like to focus. There's something here also with clarity of communication with your own feminine, masculine aspects. So getting, there's an energy of healing. I'm getting also like self-healing because again, the inside out, the feminine, the masculine, coming into a space of balance emotionally. Again, we're moving on from, let's just say, any external stuff, whether it's, positive energies or again, conflicting energies, because the Five of Wands comes before the Six of Wands, right? And so we have moved past any learning experiences or again challenges, and we're coming back to heart center. Okay, if this deals with a relationship, this could be symbolic that what you're moving toward are more successful partnerships. Whether this is a love relationship, whether it's a friendship, whatever the case may be, whatever is coming up for you, all right? I'm hearing wants and needs are being fulfilled, or we're moving toward that. We're moving toward having greater clarity or understanding of what will it take for me to feel happy, to feel fulfilled, and therefore, what can I do? What do I need in order to, bring that into reality, bring that to life, realize that. There are things here. I'm loving also the wreath around the rider's head and then the feminine here as well. So there's something that's syncing up psychically speaking, because the wands, while wands with the fire, as we know, and if you don't know now, you do know, deals with psychic energy, creative energy, but as I said, psychic energy. So I feel like there may be someone, maybe this is you, maybe this is the other person, maybe this is the both of you who have had to overcome certain challenges, and now that you are starting to get a handle on things, that you're aware of your surroundings, aware that there may be certain, eyes on you. There's something here where things are linking up psychically, I feel, okay? And maybe you're feeling it in your intuition, in the heart center. Maybe your heart is starting to open a bit more. There's something happening here in terms of the communication with the energy buddies. All right. So the psychic connection as well as the gut, that intuitive, empathic, that feeling with the water and the soul, the heart and the soul and the spirit are starting to merge and come into alignment here, which I'm really loving, to be honest. There's a lot of successful movement towards inner healing, as well as, when we have the inner healed, all that does is open us up for the expansion of it, right? So there's a balance also that's happening between the feminine and the masculine aspects, again, from the inside out. And so if you are holding space for a partnership or just any kind of fulfillment, with joy and things that are from the heart center, there's balance that's coming through. And, if you've been in very much, not to sound obvious, but imbalanced situations or just negative or toxic communication, for example, lack of communication, no communication, we're moving toward positive communications and opening up of a connection that's happening here. Okay, so there's a significant connection that we're moving toward, or at least opening up to that ability of like whatever it is that you've been trying to work through, those challenges and obstacles, we've overcome them and we're moving beyond that and into a space of harmony. Okay, so spirit, any other message? What other guidance can we see here in terms of how this will all unfold? Anything possibly either with timing? We got a reversal here, the Page of Wands. Okay, so with this Page of Wands energy, I feel like there may have been something of like, I feel like maybe you had some inclination, signs, and messages previously is what I'm getting, because that page is facing the past. Excuse me. There may have been something immature, or if it's a timing, or if it's an unpreparedness, not being ready, like a false start in something. So let's just say that maybe it's okay. So how should I put this, Spirit? One, I can't say exactly that this is about a past connection that's going to be coming back around again. What I will say is that maybe you had thought that a connection that happened in the past was going to be it, but that's where it's like, okay, maybe that was the false start. This is not to say that things cannot heal or be mended or get back onto the same page or into an alignment, all right, with that person from the past. But what I'm saying here is that there was something or someone that was undeveloped or immature and not ready for the connection to take place. So that's what was needing to be healed. Okay, there may have been some pettiness, is what I'm getting, because we got the ego and we got this Page of Wands reverse. And again, immaturity, a lack of a knowing of what I want, or, just someone who at times, it's not that anyone was intentionally playing games, but there's just a situation that just was not ready to come into development, was not ready to start up or to move forward when the connection happened, or when it seemed like it was an opportunity. Like, even if you're like, Kapualani, I don't care about love, I'm good. If this is about a work opportunity, if this is about, could it be your social life, friendship, could be family, could be your health, okay? Because this is life force with the wands. There may have been, what is it, a false positive, or something that was a little bit of a scare, but luckily things turned out, so that's where I feel like that's what's being overcome. That's what we're moving past here. Okay, so Spirit, what other messages? Guide us here, Spirit. Thank you. Look at that. Okay, I said false positive. So I feel like, again, this may have been an indication of like a connection or a relationship that wasn't quite the time. You know how they say time and place are everything, the right time, the right place. Maybe it was the right person, but it was the wrong time and the wrong place, or whatever the case may be. Or, maybe even if it was a job opportunity, or if you were looking to make a career shift or some kind of a move, like the opportunity was there, but you just weren't ready. Or the other side, the person wasn't ready. The circumstances were not ready. Certain things needed to happen before you could, really see something through and get to a successful outcome. And so again, that's what we're healing from. That's what we're moving on from. The core of it, the Empress, is fulfillment. All right. The Empress is all about abundance, prosperity, wealth, self-fulfillment. And so that's what's needing to, that's where you should be placing your focus here now. Maybe that's part of what you're understanding that you're needing to do. And there's, not that you didn't know this before. I just saw 11:55 on my timer. So those of you interested in doing the angel numbers, check that out. But I get the sense that with this Empress energy, even though you may have known before that where you need to be focusing your energies and efforts and so forth is on yourself and being self-fulfilled and blah blah blah, it's not always so easy, right? Sometimes it's easier said than done. But now, as we're looking at things in the present tense, you're ready for that. You get it now. All right. And not only that, but it's a lot easier for you to see how you have managed to build up a sense of fulfillment or a success for yourself. Okay. So Spirit really wants you to focus on how you already are a success, how you already have abundance, how you already have prosperity and wealth and good health and just positive life force energy around you, because you are it, right? The Empress does not chase. The Empress doesn't have to chase. The Empress simply manifests through being, through knowing, and saying, whatever I need, I have access to it, or I can easily just create it. I can easily manifest it because I have the luxury of time or space or whatever it is. I know what to do to make this or that happen. I have what it takes, whether it's skills or resources, to bring something in fruition. It's kind of like, oh, I don't need to go out and buy a cake. I have everything here to make a cake. I can buy a cake if I want to, but I have all the ingredients and, the tools and whatever resources, recipe that I need to just make it myself. You know what I mean? So there's a very self-fulfilled energy here. And that's, again, where Spirit wants you to continue to focus your energy. So we're moving out of this state of unknowing. We're moving out of this state of uncertainty, of even potential like childishness. And I don't mean that as a judgment or like, oh, you're being childish, but I mean that in a sense of not knowing what you want, not knowing what interests you, not knowing what's motivating and inspiring you into action, and kind of just maybe being a little bit scattered to now coming to center again. All right. And so through that, Spirit, Knight of Pentacles. So again, there's things are moving forward. All right. There's progress that's being made. Even if there are certain elements that you may feel lacking in, that's going to turn around very quickly. All right. The Knight of Pentacles is a reminder, slow and steady wins the race. So let me touch back on the Empress with that it's Taurus, the sign of Taurus. So whether you have that aspect in your chart as a sun sign, if that's someone's energy or zodiac sign that's around you, or a timing, which Taurus season is April, May, all right? Just like kind of hold space for that in terms of maybe gaining more clarity, different developments, so forth. But the Knight of Pentacles is there to say that whatever your goals are, it will happen. It's just going to happen over a period of time. It may take a little bit of time, but you know, if you want to have those solid results, that's what it's going to take. It's time and effort and focus. You know, we want to use the time that we have to be very hands-on with what it is that we're trying to co-create and manifest. There is no rush here. Again, in the past, you may have just been like, oh, I don't know, you know, like shuffling your feet because you're like, I want this thing, but it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take, you know, I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know when it's going to happen. And so in this case, Spirit's like, get over it. You know what I mean? And maybe that's part of it, is that you are moving past it. You are a lot more aware that, you know what, I'm willing to do the footwork. I'm willing to take the steps that it takes to make this happen. Even if I do need to just hold space that it might take a year or 2 years or 2 years or 5 years to get the ultimate result that I want. It doesn't mean that you will not have results until then. Okay, 1616 on my timer as I'm seeing this. And, you know, it's like I say, I don't just sit here the entire session looking at the timer. I just happen to glance up at it when I see that. So we're going from, you know, I also get this energy of, you know, with the blue here, I'm thinking of the throat chakra and that self-expression and communication. And then all the yellow here is that free will, that solar plexus. And so there's something that's uniting between the solar plexus and the throat chakra. All right, so being able to have some clarity over what it is that you, not just that you're wanting, but how you can go about doing this and opening up to that, opening up to your free will center. Your free will is opening up. Your free will, your solar plexus is going through, or has been undergoing, some form of a healing, some form of an uplifting, some form of a clarifying and understanding. You know, where do I have the power to take action, to take an aligned, inspired action? Again, the Page of Wands, you may have been wanting things to happen like this, you know, happened yesterday, but now we're getting a clearer sense of things and saying, okay, you know, if I just, like, I am that which I desire, it just comes to me. You know, especially if you are doing everything in your power to make something happen. It's all about the energy more so than the strategy, right? So, Knight of Pentacles again, slow and steady wins the race. It's all about pacing yourself. It's all about staying in that alignment, you know, getting hands-on with things while keeping an eye on the horizon and making sure that you haven't sidetracked and, you know, you're scattering your efforts or whatnot. We want to stay on track here to get the best results, staying consistent and persistent. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I say that pretty often. Be consistent and persistent in your efforts. You cannot help but see results. Even if you're scattered, that's the results that you will see. You know, so Spirit, how are we going to close this off? Look at that, the Ace of Pentacles. So there's something that may be like an opportunity or something that may be offered to you. Okay, maybe a little bit of both, but definitely some new cycles that are opening up here. I love this. So whatever it is, whatever seed that you are contemplating, that you are working on, that you are nurturing and nourishing, one, you are on the right track. Okay, so that Ace of Pentacles is a validating, affirming answer of a yes, you're on the right track. And also, as I've been saying, time and effort. It's going to happen over a period of time, because when we have Ace the Pentacles, rather, as we know, it's the slowest moving, that earth based, the physical. So this is something that you are bringing into reality, something that will yield physical results, but it's something that's going to happen again over a period of time. So don't be in a rush. Okay, get excited about it, get clear in terms of what it is that you're wanting to co-create and manifest. So now is that time for that clarity. All right, the timing, even though this is a timeless reading, when I'm doing this reading, we are still in somewhat in the full moon energies, and the full moon is all about releasing, right? What's no longer serving, so that we can have clarity, a clean slate from which to manifest here. So closing. Ooh, I love this, Spirit. 2 aces, Ace of Swords. So we got some aces here, and I've been talking about clarity. Talked about that communication energy with that throat chakra, and here with the air. And so, okay. There's a nice balance here, earth, air, fire, water, somewhat. I feel like when we got these aces, definitely are on the right track. Okay, whatever choices and decisions you need to make in the future, you will know what to do when the time comes for you to make a decision. Okay, there are answers that the universe may be providing for you. I feel like you are moving into like not just a new cycle, but new cycles. I feel like this is kind of like things are opening up for these new beginnings to happen, with success, with more than anything longevity. Okay, so before we close up here, I just would like to remind you, if you have not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. When you subscribe, when you like, when you comment, the more that you engage, the more likely it is that I'll be able to link up with your energies in terms of just the messages that are coming through, and hopefully, fingers crossed. But before we close out here, I am going to pull an animal spirit card, and I will just give my intuitive download on that. Okay, for the animal spirit cards. And then when we get to the part 2, we're going to look at the guidebook. But I also want to remind us that in part 2, if you have any yes or no type questions, you can pray and meditate on it now. And in part 2, I will be pulling a card or cards from the angel answers to answer your yes no questions. I felt pretty good about these. I don't know about y'all, but the romance angels. So we're also going to be pulling an oracle from the romance angels. Again, this does not have to deal specifically with love and romance. It could be about anything that you're, that you're passionate about right now. And I always do just channel the messages accordingly with that. And depending on how things flow, I may pull another oracle from the Ascended Masters, just a little bit of extra guidance there in closing for the part 2. So again, before we close, let's look at our animal spirit guide. And spirit, animal spirits, what is the message that we are needing to hear in the here and now? Someone's going to be coming through with some sort of an offer. It may take a little bit of time before you see this offer coming through. Maybe it's about this person working up the courage or the readiness to make this offer. But that's why, if you're wondering like when and where, that may be part of the reason why it's not happening right now. So again, your only focus is to focus on you, focus on what, how you can be and continue to be self-fulfilled, and work on your own long-term projects and goals in terms of how you are able to engage, how you're able to take the aligned, inspired actions, okay? Because there are, again, new beginnings, new cycles, clarity over conflict that we're seeing here, okay? A new seed to be sown, okay? So again, spirit, what animal spirit guides want to come through immediately? Sea serpents, very sweet. Oh my goodness, I wish I could recall the meaning of sea serpent, but I'm thinking of the Ouroboros here. So there's something with infinity. There's definitely things that are coming full circle. There's something also here, man. I know that this probably has nothing to do with the actual book version or meaning of the sea serpent, but with the blue hues, and I was talking about the blue color, and here it is. So first of all, aside from the throat chakra, and you maybe a throat chakra clearing, healing, balancing that's happening, where there have been particular miscommunications or misunderstandings, things coming full circle, you getting a greater sense of what it is that you mean to say or want to say, want to express, whether it's to another person or just in terms of a message that you have for, you know, your audience in any which way, even if you're an artist, a creative, if you are even a mathematician, I don't know, you know, just things on that level, understanding your own sense of purpose, your own inner communication and dialogue. And then, of course, with sea and the blue, I think of the water and the ocean. So cleansing, you know, if you didn't do any sort of full moon ritual while we have time, and if we, you know, depending on again when you're watching this, maybe it will still be valid. I just, you know, just something about a cleansing your space, cleansing your energy body, that sort of thing, doing a salt bath, all right, and just focusing on, again, what you have learned thus far as we're coming to this full circle moment, closing out whatever those cycles are, because obviously we've got these new cycles that are going to be coming through here. It's just that, like a salt bath, to just cleanse and wash away what no longer resonates, what no longer serves. So all that being said here, I just want to thank you for your time and energy, for being a part of these sessions. I deeply value and appreciate you. So I'm going to close out with a tone, but I invite you again to check out part 2, the extended version of this video. Again, if it should resonate, kapualani.com/extensions. So till next time. Thank you so much, and we will see you soon.